Intrapersonal communication. Learning outcomes. The students should be able to identify what intrapersonal communication is. The students should be able to differentiate the forms of intrapersonal communication. The students should be able to show appreciation to themselves through writing a letter. Learning agenda. Let's share an initial activity about personal insights into intrapersonal communication. Intrapersonal. An overview of intrapersonal communication and its importance. Discussion. A discussion on the 3 forms of intrapersonal communication and its improvement. Activity. An activity to show appreciation to oneself through writing a letter. Let's share. It is natural for us to enjoy our alone time, during which we can connect more with our inner selves. We do this in many different ways. One may enjoy reading a book, while another may enjoy doing nothing. What do you usually do when you find yourself alone? What do you usually say to yourself when you find yourself reflecting? Intrapersonal communication. Intrapersonal communication is self-talk, or communication with oneself. It involves thoughts, feelings, and ideas, and is the internal dialogue people have with themselves. It can be used to motivate, guide decision-making, and reflect on life experiences. The person involved in the communication process serves as both the sender and the receiver of the message. Three aspects of intrapersonal communication. Perceptions. Perception refers to the outward experiences. Perception creates understanding of the outside world. Self-concept. The self-concept is a general term used to refer to how someone thinks about, evaluates, or perceives themselves. Expectations. Expectations are messages about long-term roles that are focused on the future and are sometimes referred to as life scripts. Forms of intrapersonal communication. Internal discourse. Vocal discourse. Written discourse. Internal discourse. This form of intrapersonal communication is done through the help of the mind and one's inner thoughts. Internal discourse involves reflection, analysis, and concentration. Some activities that are under internal discourse are daydreaming, analyzing, praying, and meditating. Solo vocal discourse. A person engages in vocal discourse, which is a form of intrapersonal communication, when they talk out loud to themselves. Some people use vocal discourse as a way to clear their minds, while others use it as a way to practice for an event. Solo written discourse. Solo written discourse involves writing for oneself and is not intended for others. The practice of keeping a diary, in which one records one's daily activities, is an example of solo written discourse. Wrapping up. Intrapersonal communication is the verbal, written, or mental communication you have with yourself. Intrapersonal communication has 3 main concepts: self-concept, perception, and expectation. Intrapersonal communication can also be in 3 different forms: internal discourse, verbal discourse, and written discourse. Performance task. Think about yourself and all your experiences from then until now, and your experiences in the future. What do you want to say to your past, present, and future self? Your performance task for this lesson is to write a letter addressed to yourself. You have creative liberty in the tone of your letter and its parts. Intrapersonal communication is essential to understanding oneself and connecting with our inner voice. Thank you for listening.